It's 2074. 100 years have been passed since the invention of the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Standing on 2024, we cannot say that cubing is a really high-paid job, or the people who do cubing professionally do not get paid a lot. But what is going to happen when cubing is going to reach its 100-year anniversary? Let's find out. Number 5. Becoming a cubing coach. Currently, cubing coaching exists, but I think this is going to be a really valuable job for the cubers in the coming future. Most people would not be a self-learned cuber, rather they would hire someone who would help them, who would push them to become a faster cuber. Basically, when you cube by yourself, when you do some type of mistake, what you do, you say that, okay, you just justify your mistake, that is something which is hard. But if you have a cubing coach, he would actually give you the proper instruction to become a faster cuber. Currently, there is a lot of websites that provide you with a cubing coaching service. For example, Cubicle Academy, Speed Cubing Solution, Cubing GG, Cubing Life Academy. This all charge from $40 to up to $200, and these things actually give you a one-on-one conversation directly to some of the best solvers, and they actually teach you what is your mistakes, what improvement can you do. Now, there's also a few things right here which is working, like what type of person you are, how good you can teach to other people. So I'm coming to that just a few times later. Number 4, high-paid sponsorship. Currently, cubers are sponsored by different cube companies or different stores that sell Rubik's Cube, like the Cubicle or Speed Cube shop. So basically, they get two type of things. One is they actually get entry to any type of competition that they are organizing, and they also get a lot of free cubes, which is really an important thing for most of the cubers like me. But think about it, if I was a grown man and I need some money, so I would need actually a lot of money from doing that stuff. So I think cubers should get sponsored by other stuff, like maybe some other type of things. It can be anything, maybe other companies or other, any type of thing. And they would get sponsored. It doesn't matter if there is like 1,000 logos in their shirt, they would actually get a lot of money to be paid. For example, you can think about Max Park getting sponsored by Prime, which is actually an energy type of drink. So it is actually random. So it is just starting right now. Though I actually do not support Prime or something like that. But the thing is starting a bit by bit. So I think this would be a more common thing in the future. Number 3, cube designer. So basically your cube gets designed by someone, right? That when in 1974 the first Rubik's Cube was invented, it was obviously really laggy, really not that good. It didn't even had springs, right? And think about today's Rubik's Cube, we have ball core, maglev technology, and really cool stuff, And think about it, some people actually needed to think about that from their mind, that we can add that on Rubik's Cube, we can add that on Rubik's Cube, that might make it better, that might make it better. Think about it, after the release of the G clock, how much the hype of the clock just gone. Every single week nowadays we see a new clock world record to be broken. Now there's actually a few rule changes, that's also a matter, but the main matter is that the clock hardware has gone so better that a lot of people are getting into clock. There's also another thing that the cubing loops that we get, the cubing loops make your cube faster, better, smoother. So there need to be someone who actually thinking, okay, I can make that loop, I can actually make this improvement to this loop. So there need to be someone doing that. So that can be also a job. Point number 2, high paid cubing competitions. So basically currently if you go to a local competition, you would not get paid pretty much, right? So if you are a cuber, you need to run your life just by cubing competition. So you need high paid cubing competition, and it doesn't need to be WC anymore. So if you think about GAN competition, those GAN Smart Cube tournament, you could win $10,000 just by winning that, which basically Iheng Wang won. So that's actually pretty great. I think more and more this type of tournaments should be held, and we actually are seeing a start to this. So basically I think in the coming future we can actually see more tournaments like this, would be more tournaments like this, which would be a really good earning source of the cubers. To point number 1 is advertisement. So basically we need to see cubers to do any kind of advertisement. It shouldn't be just cubing, okay? It can be anything. It can be a water bottle, it can be a bike, it can be just simply anything you can think about it. So that would actually be really a cool thing. But there's actually a few problems to all of this. So I actually also made a few points to all the problems that what I said can have. So let's just jump into those. Might die, or cubing might get a boring thing. For example, what happened to speed stacking, those cup stacking things, or what do we say, like different cubing channels are making videos about how speed stacks died and stuff like this. So cubing might die for different reason, maybe different issues which would make cubing really debatable, like is that thing was fair, stuff like this. 4 is a bit weird. Most people would not even agree with it. But I don't want cubing to be in one of those betting sites like today bet who's gonna win. So I just don't want this. Betting is not a good option. Basically, a lot of people who get into cubing are a lot younger people. So I don't think betting can be a nice option for earning some bucks from cubing. Okay, so it's not currently happening, but in every single sport this is happening. So I think it might be a possibility, but I don't want this to be happen. So basically, this all are my thoughts on, can cubing be a job in the future? Can cubing be your earning source in the future? And 100 years later, more 50 years later, I would be like one of those old people. And being a really old guy, I would see young people to solve the Rubik's Cube really fast, and I would be really old and think about my old days when I used to solve the Rubik's Cube. And thanks for watching the video, and subscribe, that's your matter. And yeah, there's a lot of things happened in our country recently. So, and I couldn't make videos for different reasons, study issues and stuff like that. So thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.